dad was so loyal to that business that when he fought Stone Cold at WrestleMania 13, and like he's bleeding everywhere, I'm in the
Yeah.
crowd. And so I remember like Stone Cold, he came over a few times before like that match occurred, probably throughout the year to like discuss things. And then I think we even went to did like a wrestling cruise thing. And like again, they had to sit on opposite sides of the table, and it's like being confused by all those small pieces because like getting along with Stone Cold's daughter. Why is like why are my our parents so angry at each other and not understanding, and it's also not really being explained either. And so then I remember like right before WrestleMania 13, because we're sitting in the front row, um, my dad and Steve, they like high five kind of thing, like they're buddies in the back, like raises the curtains there. And then all of a sudden we get taken to our seats. And then all of a sudden, like there's my dad, like basically brutalizing somebody in the ring is like how I see that. And like being a kid. And so it flashes to me. If you ever watch that match, it'll flash to me as a kid. And I'm the one that's covering my face. And I'm crying because it's like Steve's a friend. Like, why are you making him bleed? Like, look at you did essentially. But like my dad
They
never explained it.
That's so weird because I do remember watching that. I remember watching it vividly, and they went to the family a few times on the shots
Yeah.
and mentioned it and be like, "Oh, this brutality," and like,
Oh yeah.
I believe it was Jr. was still
Yeah.
commentating at the time, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was. I remember that, and that was incredible because Stone Cold Steve didn't tap out no matter what.
Dude, that was
Yeah.
a
He
great
just
match.
wouldn't tap out. That was
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
incredible match.
Well,
Do you,
and my dad still has the blade. Like, so in part of the Hitman Bar, like one of the coolest parts of the bar, in my opinion, is like there's this framed picture of my dad has him in the sharpshooter. He's bleeding all over the face. It's a very famous picture.
Hmm.
But my dad always kept the blade because my dad was the one that cut Steve, stored it in his mouth. And so when he was ready, because Steve was too, no, I don't want to say too scared because obviously it's Steve Austin. I don't think he's scared very much, but he didn't want to cut himself. He was scared that he would screw it up. And my dad asked him to trust him and that my dad could do it. And he's like,
Had
and
had
so
Steve had Steve not done any color work before?
I don't think so. Not on himself, maybe is like what
Mm,
I'm understanding. That would be something you would have to probably ask my dad. Like, I mean,
hmm.
I just know that my dad was the one that stored it, either is
Right.
in his wrist or his mouth. I'm pretty sure it was his mouth because he spits it out.
hmm.
Yeah, and then you can like see him. Like, if you ever have the opportunity to watch my dad narrate this match, it's such a beautiful thing because he'll tell you each like high point where it's like, this is where I spit the thing. It's like, oh, okay, now I'm seeing it, and so it's like he does it, and then he had like the perfect cut. He said that it bled just enough, but like it wasn't gonna hurt him. And so he has that blade still, and it's framed in a picture, and it's signed by Stone Cold Steve Austin and stuff. And that's at
So
the
cool.
Hitman Bar.